Out on the endless prairie, a lonely rancher named Clay discovered a tarnished silver locket half buried in dust one afternoon. He brushed away the grit and saw delicate engravings of a rose and a crescent moon intertwined that very moment. Inside, a faded photograph of a stunning woman with piercing eyes stared back at him mysteriously under the fading sun. He had never seen her before, yet something about her gaze felt hauntingly familiar and deeply unsettling in his heart. Clay tucked the locket into his vest pocket and rode quietly toward the dusty town of Redemption Springs that evening. At the general store, a young woman named Alara was arranging wildflowers when she suddenly froze, silently staring at him. Her eyes dropped to his vest pocket, where the locket's faint outline pressed against the warm leather with curious intensity. "You carry something that does not belong to you," she whispered softly, a voice trembling yet determined and fiercely brave. Clay pulled out the locket and instantly watched her eyes widen with recognition and a hint of deep old sorrow. She revealed the woman in the photograph was her great-grandmother, missing now for over 60 long mysterious years and forgotten. According to legend, she vanished while guarding a hidden legacy only the locket could ever truly unlock, forbiddance and dangerous. Alara explained the locket once belonged to a tragic star-crossed love between a rancher and a native healer long ago. Their forbidden romance ended in heartbreak, but they hid a treasure meant for future generations to find beyond the buttes. Clay felt an undeniable pull toward Alara, as if their souls had met in some distant, forgotten ancient lifetime before. She agreed to secretly guide him into the Crimson Buttes at dawn, to follow the locket's cryptic engraved map together. At dawn, they rode side by side through sagebrush and red rock, speaking little but feeling everything deeply and alive. Alara pointed to a jagged spire that matched the crescent moon carving on the locket's inner lid with absolute certainty. They dismounted and climbed a narrow trail where ancient petroglyphs whispered secrets only the wind could still truly understand now. The locket grew warm against Clay's chest as they neared a hidden alcove behind a massive, ancient, shadowed, fallen boulder. Inside the cave, a dusty wooden chest lay half buried beneath faded blankets and several old leather-bound journals mysteriously untouched there. Alara knelt beside it with trembling hands, carefully brushing away decades of dust to reveal a tarnished brass clasp shining. She opened the chest and inside found not gold, but a bundle of love letters tied with soft faded ribbon. The first letter began, "My dearest Ayana, our legacy is not silver, but the land beneath the endless western sky." Clay read aloud as Alara's eyes filled with tears, realizing her great-grandmother was the legendary Ayana herself at last indeed. The letters told of a secret land grant hidden in the county records under a false name waiting for them. With the locket as proof, they could claim a sprawling valley that rightfully belonged to Ayana's descendants, forever peaceful now. Clay gently squeezed her hand, feeling an overwhelming sense of purpose and a sudden budding love impossible to ignore anymore. They packed the letters and rode back toward town under a sky painted in hues of crimson and gold fire. That night, they sat on the porch of the old ranch house, sharing dreams under a blanket of endless stars. Alara confessed she had always felt a strange connection to this land, like a home she had never known before. Clay smiled and told her that maybe their ancestors had guided them together for a reason beyond simple mere chance. The next day, they visited the county clerk and presented the locket and letters as undeniable true proof of heritage. The dusty records revealed a plot of fertile valley land that had been unclaimed for over 70 forgotten years now. With legal rights restored, Alara inherited not only land but also the enduring love story of her ancestors finally alive. Clay looked at the valley stretching before them and knew his lonely days were over for good now at last. He turned to Alara, her hair catching the golden light, and felt a future brighter than any sunset could ever. Together, they rebuilt the old homestead, planting deep roots that would grow for generations of endless hope and bright promise. Every morning, Alara would read one love letter aloud, keeping the spirit of Ayana and her rancher forever truly alive. The townsfolk whispered about the miracle, calling their union a blessing from the ancient and mysterious old western spirits above. One evening, as they watched the sun dip low, Clay reached into his pocket and pulled out the locket again. He opened it, revealing the tiny photograph that had started everything, and whispered something softly to her this time now. "I believe our story was written in these hills long before we ever took our first breath," he quietly said. Ilara smiled through happy tears and replied that the locket had found its way home at last to them both. They sealed their promise with a gentle kiss under the watchful gaze of the crescent moon above their new ranch. Word of the discovery spread, bringing curious travelers who wanted to hear the legend of the locket firsthand and eagerly. Clay and Ilara would share their story by the fire, reminding everyone that true love never truly completely fades away. They lived simply, raising cattle and children, never forgetting the dusty trail that brought them together miraculously and forever blessed. The old chest became a family heirloom, passed down with the tale of a love that defied time and silence. Every spring, wild roses bloomed around the homestead, exactly where Ayana once planted her own secret garden happily long ago. Neighbors said the fragrance carried whispers of her voice, soothing troubled hearts and mending broken fences softly and gracefully indeed. Clay would often find Ilara standing barefoot in the meadow, eyes closed, listening to something ancient and pure and invisible. She said she could feel the heartbeat of the land, a rhythm that matched the locket's tiny hidden engraving perfectly. They never sought riches beyond what the valley gave, for their wealth was measured in sunrises and warm shared laughter. Years passed, and their children grew strong, learning to ride before they could even properly tie their sturdy leather boots. The locket rested on the mantle, a silent guardian that watched over every family gathering and quiet, peaceful evening calm. One day, a young historian arrived, asking to document the story for a book about mysterious hidden Western love legends. Clay and Ilara agreed, knowing their tale might inspire others to seek the magic buried in everyday ordinary small things. That night, they sat on the porch swing, the historian scribbling notes by lantamite, while crickets sang harmony soft. The moon hung low, casting silver beams that made the locket gleam like a star fallen to earth gently tonight. And so the tale of the locket continued to breathe, carried on the wind across the untamed western frontier forevermore. Generations later, the valley still carries the scent of wild roses and the echo of a whispered promise, eternal enduring. Visitors hiked the Crimson Buttes, hoping to feel the same spark that Clay and Ilara discovered many long years ago. The old chest now rests in the county museum, the letters displayed under glass for all wandering souls to see. Children pressed their noses to the glass, imagining a time when love was written by hand and sealed with tears. And somewhere on a quiet ranch, a descendant still wears a locket with a tiny rose and crescent moon engraving. She tells the story to her own daughter, ensuring the legend never fades into the dust of forgotten history alone. Thus, the Western curiosity of a rancher and a girl became a timeless thread woven into the very frontier's soul. If you ever wander the Redemption Springs backroads, listen for the whisper of the locket calling your name softly, quietly. Many have said they felt a sudden warmth in their chest, as if an old love had returned to visit. That is the magic of the West, where every shadow holds a story and every sunset seals a precious memory. Our channel exists to share these hidden gems, so you can feel the spirit of the frontier right at home. We ride through abandoned ghost towns and forgotten diaries to bring you tales that make your heart wander wildly free. Every story we uncover is a locket waiting to be opened, revealing a treasure of deep emotion and forgotten history. From the deserts of Arizona to the plains of Montana, curiosity rides alongside us on every dusty Western adventure trail. So if your soul yearns for wide-open skies and whispered secrets, you have found your home here with us now. Grab your hat, saddle up, and let the wind guide you through tales that time almost forgot to tell again. Each video is a campfire where strangers become friends, sharing the warmth of a good story under brilliant starlight forever. We believe the Old West still speaks, and we are here to translate its whispers for your curious heart today. So lean back, let the guitar strings fade in, and travel with us to where legends are born anew always. From the first locket to the last sunset, every mystery is an invitation to discover something truly beautiful within yourself. So the next time you see a dusty trail or a crescent moon, remember that story might be watching you. The West is full of unopened lockets waiting for the right heart to find them and set their secrets free. Perhaps you are that heart, destined to uncover a legend that will change how you see the world around you. Our rancher Clay and his Alara proved that love can be a compass pointing toward forgotten treasures unseen by many. They didn't need a map of gold. They followed the heartbeat of the land and the pull of curious souls. And now, their story inspires a new generation of dreamers who dare to believe in the impossible and wild mysterious. These Western tales are not just campfire yarns. They are living echoes of a past that still shapes our tomorrows. We are honored to be keepers of these flames, and we invite you to join our circle around fire tonight. Press that subscribe button now and become part of a legacy that stretches back to dusty trails and starry skies. By subscribing, you lasso a piece of the Old West and keep its spirit alive in a world often loud. Every notification bell ring is a coyote howl calling you back to the vast frontier, wild and untamed and free. Share this tale with someone who needs a little Western magic and watch their eyes light up with wonder anew. We post new legends every week, so you can ride with us through canyons of curiosity and rivers of romance. From Locket mysteries to cattle drive romances, we uncover the heart of the West one video at a time purely. Our journey is nothing without fellow travelers like you. So thank you for being part of this wild, beautiful ride. Now, let the embers of this story settle in your heart like a warm desert wind after a long day. Feel the dust on your boots and the hope in your chest, for you have traveled with us through time. The Locket's mystery is just the beginning. Countless other treasures hide in the forgotten corners of the vast Old West. We will saddle up again soon, bringing you another true tale of ranchers, outlaws, and wild hearts set ablaze forever. Until then, keep your eyes on the horizon and your heart open to the whispers of the western wind always. Every subscriber is a rider in our posse, galloping toward new discoveries and ancient mysteries, unknown and wild and thrilling. So click that red button beneath this video and let the adventure begin right now in your own cozy space. We pour our hearts into these tales, spending weeks researching dusty archives and walking forgotten trails just for you alone. Your likes and comments fuel our campfire, so let us know which legend touched your soul the deepest today here. Drop a Locket emoji if this story made you believe in love that survives the dust of forgotten centuries always. Every single comment is a treasure we read by lantern light, cherishing your thoughts and your own bright Western dreams. So please, share your reflections below. We genuinely want to hear the voice of our growing frontier family here now. Your story might be the next one we tell, sparked by a simple comment left under a starlit video screen. We believe the West is not a place but a feeling, and you carry that feeling within you every day. So let that feeling guide you to hit like, because it tells the world this story truly matters beyond measure. And if you haven't already, subscribe now and join our Western Tales family, where wild curiosity never truly sleeps forever. Together, we will ride the trails of time, uncovering one breathtaking story after another under the same old silver moon. The Locket may be closed, but its legacy now lives in you, a keeper of Western wonders and timeless romance. Whenever you see a locket or a crescent moon, remember Clay and Alara and the miracle born from simple curiosity. Let their story remind you that the greatest treasures are often hidden in life's most unexpected, dusty corners quietly still. Now go out and find your own locket, your own mystery, your own love that sets the prairie soul ablaze. Thank you for riding this far with us. Your presence is the true gold we search for in every canyon. We will see you in the next tale, partner. Until then, keep your boots dusty and your heart wildly open. The West is calling, and we answer together, one story at a time under the vast, eternal starlit sky above. If you enjoyed this tale, please subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.